Guests of Cordona, the treasures await you. Collect them all and return for more.
If you're here on matters of signing up for military service, come back tomorrow. Why are you staring at me like I'm a Madame Tussauds figure? Didn't you hear what I just said?
On my way here, I was wondering whether you might regret what you did. I had hoped that you would hear her scream, see her face in your dream.
Who?
Neither of my hopes were...
Why are you here?
You defiled a girl who was with child. Don't even pretend that you regret. Do you wonder why I came here? It is because I am disgusted with people like you, and the only way in my mind to rid the world of your ilk is to see you hanging from the gap.
All right, all right. Is it about money, as you said in the letter?
I've never written a single word to you. As you can see, I have a more direct approach. Answers to start with.
Fine. I suppose now we have a nice long talk. Do you drink, Miss...
Sherlock Holmes.
Shame. All the best discussions are accompanied by a glass of whiskey. But out of respect for you, I won't drink either. Where are my manners? My name is Thomas Norton, a British envoy in court. So...
You mentioned...
All right. A couple of days ago, I received an anonymous letter. It said that in the art gallery at Caravansary there exists a painting. The blackmailer made it clear that if there is a painting, then a photograph exists.
What does the blackmailer want from you?
Money, of course. What else do such people want? Needless to say, I don't remember any... Up until the last moment, I hoped he was bluffing. I burnt it as soon as I read it. I've left enough evidence. There's no need for...
So, let's return to the beginning. What?
I vaguely remember that night. As usual at such parties, you meet people, you talk with them, they invite you to spend some time alone with them. I completely lost my sanity. I made a terrible mistake which I...
You don't say. Do refugee girls often appear on the menu at those...
It's rather rare.
So you didn't attend the party to engage in an exotic experience involving a vulnerable woman unable to accuse you of assault.
I would never have planned such a terrible thing. What happened was just...
The painting that depicted you in the image of the devil was stolen by a mercenary. Did you have anything to do with it?
I might be a rotten person, sir, but hiring criminals for illicit purposes is not in my daily...
And buying the painting in an attempt to hide the crime, is that on your daily schedule?
What would you do in my situation?
I would never put myself in such a...
You're young. I could never have imagined myself in my current position. Yet, here I am in front of you. We all make mistakes, Mr. Holmes. And I'm no exception.
Boniface Mercurio, does the name mean anything to you?
He's an artist, right?
The one responsible for the painting that compromised...
Oh, that is bad. Wait, you don't think that I have anything...
You had motive to kill him.
Maybe I did, but listen. I know how this looks, but murder? That's on another level. I had thoughts that this Mercutio...
Mercurio.
There were plenty of ways to fail by making a move, so I chose to wait. To see what he would do next.
I don't believe people, I believe evidence.
Then look at the evidence. I made a mistake, but I'm not a villain from some cheap adventure fiction. By putting me behind bars...
Rotting in prison is the least you deserve, but I have a better idea. You will make amends and help the ones you... Naylor deserves the very...
Help the girl? I can't risk the press paying extra attention to her.
That's not all. Use your connections to help patriate the refugees, find them decent homes, give them jobs. There must be a meaning to your position and...
Yes, all right, I can do that. So, will you give me the photo?
I need to think this all through. Don't do anything foolish.
What makes you think you can decide what's best for these people?
Such is the arrogance of British imperialism. I take your point.
An impressive slice of life. The police had a lot on him and at the same time, nothing at all. Amateurs.
Hey, he's even been putting up posters. Poor... man. Losing it may be the death of him. Hey, he's even been putting up posters. Poor man. Losing it may be the death of him. Hey, he's even been putting up posters. Poor man. Losing it may be the death of him.
These workers don't look like your average Cordona folk.
They're refugees from the camp.
That's our way in, Sherry.
Hey, yo. This is private property. You lost something.
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm investigating a robbery and Mr. Bernadotte.
You a copper?
I have nothing to...
Mr. Bernadotte isn't seeing anyone.
It's in Mr. Bernadotte's best interest.
One.
I did try to resolve this peacefully.
Sherry, look! This seems familiar.
A Dogon statue from West Africa. A century old at least. V.H. Grindley Flow Blue tableware. V.H. Grindley Flow Blue tableware. Masks, traditional for the Chokwe people of Central Africa. This is what lies behind the facade of Bernadotte Company Limited. An amazing piece of culture. I imagine many collectors and museums would be interested in having it. Let's see what's hidden there. Vogel's stolen painting. Isn't it curious how it developed into a much more interesting case?
No, sir. Don't hurt me.
It's all right. I won't harm you.
Like you didn't harm the folks on the way here?
Don't come any closer. One step and I'll shred you to pieces.
Go ahead.
Righto. Yes. Yep. Well,
Whoa. Oh, wow. That was as if somebody put my words in your mouth.
I suppose it's Mr. Bernadotte with our fine governor. 1875. It was taken a few years back. John, how many people in Cordona have a photograph with the governor, do you think?
You definitely don't have one.
Please don't shoot me. I have a family. Spare me.
Bernadotte Company Limited trade network reaches the most distant colonies of the Great Empire.
It must be very convenient for a man like Bernadotte.
So, you've cut through all the guards just to talk to me. Then come here, and we shall talk. Whenever you're ready. I'd hate to intrude.
Bad news. The thug you sent to the refugee camp only succeeded in stabbing himself. His next and final journey will be to the morgue.
Hold your horses. Who the hell are you?
Sherlock Holmes. And you are Niccolo Bernadotte, a smuggler, kidnapper, and notorious cutthroat, among other things.
Few men would dare waltz into my office and address me like that. You are either overconfident or unintelligent. This is private property. Give me one reason why I should not shoot you on the spot. I am sure my friends at the station would call it self-defense.
I was hired, privately, to investigate the recent theft of a painting. My investigation led me...
That is quite a stretch. Why would I need to steal?
Interestingly enough, I spotted the stolen painting.
I buy and sell a lot of things, Mr. Holmes. I presume you were hired by the owner of the... So, this painting is why you broke into my office.
Mr. Bernadotte, do you know the name Boniface Mercurio was a local artist? Recently, a man broke into his apartment, ransacked the place, and killed him. The thief was looking for something.
You are testing my...
In a moment, the connection will reveal itself. As I said, your man was found dead in the refugee camp. He was there to kidnap a woman, but the other refugees intervened to try and save her. The ensuing scuffle resulted in the man's accidental suicide. He sported the same tattoo as your men in this building. In fact, It also bears a resemblance to the one on...
You have no idea what you are... The refugees in the camp are on edge.
For what reason was your man there if not to abduct her?
Why would I answer? You are yet to justify your presence in the slightest. So many words, so little action. When you barged into my office, Mr. Holmes, I got the impression you wanted to talk business. Now I see you had come just to talk. Tell me exactly what you want, or get out.
It was necessary groundwork for what comes next. I have enough evidence to conclude that the gallery thief, the artist's killer, and the dead...
Your time is almost up, Mr.
Before you draw your gun, there is one. The young woman your man was tasked to collect from the refugee camp had been defiled at a perverse masquerade party. That violation was...
Finally. That's why you're here, Mr. Holmes.
It is what your...
You have the photograph with you?
I am not naive enough to carry it with me, but I know the man in the photo is a British envoy. What...
I must admit, I'm rather impressed by how my business dealings are often arduous in their bureaucracy. A man in his position. In return, I will make sure no one looks his way.
Also known as blackmail, the modus operandi.
It was not originally my idea. Mercurio. In response, the envoy hired my man to retrieve the painting and the photograph, eliminating Mercurio's leverage. I only learned the whole story after the artist was killed in his home.
And rather than extricate yourself, instead you took over Mercurio's...
It fell into my lap. As a businessman, I simply seized the opportunity. Now, how much do you want for the image?
I could not help but appreciate the collect...
Oh, high and mighty. I pay generous rates to developing cultures and spread their culture to eager buyers.
A very convenient...
I have traveled wildly, Mr. The tax on cargo is often so... And trust me.
Why did you send your man to remove the...
Without a photograph, her testimony was the next best thing. Securing her was in everyone's interest. Victims and witnesses all too often. I thought the girl was safer with us. I did not anticipate what would happen at the...
I saw refugees from the camp at your warehouse. They work...
I have made certain arrangements with...
And how much do you save by capitalizing on their cheap...
I have heard no complaints.
Why should I give you the photo? You claim to have connections, Mr. Bernadotte. Perhaps you could improve conditions for the refugees. Give them a chance for a better life.
Ha! I do have connections, Mr. Holmes, but help the whole camp. The woman who was violated will have her own home outside the camp, so she will no longer be a refugee, but a princess.
Is that really possible?
And as for her abuser, he will serve me. As much as he...
So, in your plan, everybody will be given their due. Especially...
Seems like a fair deal, no? I doubt any... Simply give me the photograph.
The front door's now open, sir. You can leave through it. If you want, of course.
Treasure maps from the governor. Find 8 and come back for more.
Have you thought...
Almost. The refugees, what will happen to them?
Well, I wouldn't be standing here in this fancy office if I didn't know how to pull the right string. The local governor will receive a decree signed by the House of Lords containing a request to patriate the refugees in the name of the crown.
From where did you gain such influence?
I never asked you how you found the photograph. So don't ask the magician how he...
But how can I believe you?
Ugh. I presume you do believe in my selfishness. The initiator of the refugee salvation will be none other than the British envoy. It's a win situation for me, too. Now, what about the photograph?
You deserve to be punished, but the greater good is what matters here. I won't bargain it for justice for Naylor.
I'm glad that this situation is over. You have my word, Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes, you've returned. Have you uncovered anything new about the theft?
I've brought news, but not all of it will please you.
Fill me in, Mr. Holmes. I won't shoot the messenger.
I tracked down Boniface Mercurio.
I presume he wasn't delighted about the situation?
He was not having a good day on account of his murder. Killed in his own flat by the same person that stole his painting.
Oh, sweet Mercurio. Perishing in the pursuit of his art. How apt. I will miss his exceptional sense of humor.
I located the thief, but found him rather cold. He was tight-lipped about the painting, too.
He's dead. How very droll, Mr. Holmes. One presumes you were not responsible.
It was an accident at the refugee camp. He impaled himself on his own knife.
Life is nothing if not cruel and capricious. What about the stolen painting? Have you located it?
I found the painting, but I could not
Well then, where is it?
In Bernadotti's...
Bernadotti? That shady businessman?
I'm afraid you'll have to ask him yourself.
What happened to your crusade of truth?
No truth will satisfy you, Mr. Vogel.
It was not an attack, Mr. Holmes.
It is what it is.
Well, now that we've resolved all of our outstanding matters, I have a gift for you. I took the liberty of having it delivered to Stonewood Manor. I am told it belonged to your mother.
And what exactly...
Frankly, I'm not sure how to answer that. I trust you'll know.
Previously, you mentioned there may have been more to my mother's passing than consumption. It appears you were right.
Oh dear. I'd hoped to be wrong.
She was unstable, mentally unwell. She required sustained, specialized treatment, but her madness persisted.
I knew that Violet had disappeared from the public eye, but had no idea of her suffering. I cannot imagine what you're...
Thank you, Mr. Vogel. What a bizarre object, and yet oddly familiar.
Did you just remember something?
Yes.
Sherlock.
Mycroft.
It's...
She never had tuberculosis. She was not recuperating, but mentally...
I shall not indulge this petulant...
Just tell me everything!
The goal was stability, and that's what you got.
The consequences of one's...
Yes, exactly. The ends justify the means. In London, I was able to support you, guide you, shape you into a fine and productive young...
But that's not the end. Now I found the truth, and I feel unstable because of you.
Oh, grow up,
Oh, you are full of it. You like to pretend. You like knowing more than others. You like greasing palms and rubbing shoulders with the rich.
It's true. I have agents everywhere, including Cordona. If you weren't so damn stubborn, you'd realize that means I'm only here for you.
Do exercise some restraint, Mr. Holmes. Find the whos and we'll handle the whys. Do exercise some restraint, Mr. Holmes. Find the whos and we'll handle the whys.
I imagine Goliath was surprised to find out his lady was not real. I remember returning home with a pair of perfect sticks. We wanted to turn them into training swords.
Oh, that's right. We stood there, frozen, staring at something huge in the main hall. It was a giant aquarium with a living mermaid in it.
Impossible, it must have been something else. Oh, of course, that mortifying hoax presently taking up space in our front yard.
Well, fine. Your memory's better than mine. But I'm sure we started examining it immediately. And someone else was around too.
It was my mother. She asked what I thought of the artifact.
You were really concentrating and holding something in your hand.
I inspected it with a magnifying glass and was able to confirm it was made of 2 different skeletons. The mermaid was a fake.
And so it was time to smash the thing. Your mother took a hammer and...
Slow down, John. That's not how it happened. I remember other people joined us. The workers took the artifact and placed it into the cabinet of curiosities. It became part of Mother's collection of fakes. She always said that the truth lies in the details. This mermaid helped me to learn that. Ah yes, my mother's studio. She was an authenticator, and this was her cabinet of curiosities.
I never saw the point. What does it matter if some artifact is real or not? It still exists.